Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Erika Shahira binti Muhammad Ali. Today I'll be presenting on the evolution of media effect theories. I'll focusing on three key theories. First, the hypodemic needle theory, which suggests media has a strong and direct effect. Second, the two-step flow theory, which highlights the role of opinion leader in mediating media effects. Third, the selective exposure theory, which emphasizes individual choice in media consumption. Let's start with a brief overview of these three theories and how they approach media effect. Hypodemic needle theory originated in the early 20th century when mass media like radio and propaganda became influential. It views audience as passive, believing media messages have a direct, immediate, and uniform effect on them. Two-step flow theory introduced in the 1940s. This theory revealed that media effects are mediated through opinion leaders, individuals who interpret media message and share them with others. It suggests audiences are part of social networks where interpersonal communication shape their views. Selective exposure theory, developed in the late 20th century, this theory reflects the increasing diversity of media choice. It emphasizes that audience actively select media that aligns with their belief and attitudes, reinforcing rather than changing their view. Now, let's break down each theory in more detail. The hypodemic needle theory, also known as a magic bullet theory, emerged during the early 20th century when media technologies like radio and film were growing rapidly. Propaganda during World War I and studies like the Penny Fund investigations into film effects on children fueled this theory's development. It assumed that media could inject ideas directly into passive audiences who would accept them without resistance. Media is seen as a powerful force capable of shaping public opinion and behavior uniformly and instantly. For example, propaganda was thought to control people's perceptions completely. Research in the 1940s, such as Lazarus Field election studies, found that most people were not influenced uniformly by media but relied on interpersonal communication. The theory is now discredited but remains foundational for understanding early perspective on media effects. Next, in the 1940s, Paul Lazarus Field and colleagues introduced the two-step flow theory, shifting focus from direct media effects to interpersonal networks. Lazarus Field's research during the 1940 U.S. presidential election revealed that voters were influenced more by opinion leaders, trusted individuals in their social circle, than by direct media exposure. Their effects are mediated through two steps. First, media message first reach opinion leaders. Second, the leaders interpret the message and share them with their networks. This highlights the importance of interpersonal communication and social influence. It recognizes that audiences are part of social systems rather than isolated passive individuals. While groundbreaking, it has been critiqued for underestimating the possibility of direct media effect. Finally, the selective exposure theory emerged in the late 20th century, reflecting the growing diversity of media and the active role of audience. As television, radio, and eventually digital media expanded, individuals gained more control over their media choices. People actively seek out media that aligns with their pre-existing beliefs and values, avoiding content that challenge them. This is driven by cognitive biases such as confirmation bias, which reinforce existing attitude rather than changing them. The theory helps explain phenomena like echo chamber and polarization in today's digital media landscape. However, critics argue it downplays the role of media producer and structural factors such as algorithm in shaping exposure. In summary, the evolution of media effects theories reflects a shift from seeing audience as passive to recognizing their active role. The hypodermic needle theory assumed media had direct and uniform effects. The two-step flow theory introduced social networks and opinion leaders as mediators. The selective exposure theory emphasized individual choice and cognitive processes. These theories collectively highlight the dynamic interplay between media, audience, and society. Understanding them is essential for navigating today's complex media environment, where both interpersonal influence and individual agency continue to shape media effect.